What's up, y'all? Got a good one for you. A woman was physically attacking a man. Only when he decided that he had had enough did he retaliate with physical force. Afterwards, it's like 2 to 3 men attacked a male, but didn't intervene when she was attacking said victim to prevent her from receiving consequences such as jail or physical harm or both. So she was trying to get at dude. She was swinging on him. She was punching him. She was grabbing him, talking trash. And then he finally was like, no, I done had enough. He squared up. She swung. He swung. Connected. Immediately, he was getting the best of her. Immediately. We all know how this goes. He probably got like 2 punches off. And then 2 to 3 dudes came out of nowhere and grabbed him. And then you couldn't really see in the video what exactly was going on, but he was mauled by it was like 4 or 5 dudes eventually that was on top of him, and they was punching him and stuff, and the girl got a couple shots in. Now they released him, they let him go, but my thing is this: why would you allow her to do this to him and not restrain her? It could have been a number of reasons why. We don't know really what was going on in the video because there was no real narration. There was no real, anything to identify what was happening. She could have been ex-girlfriend or girlfriend that pulled up on the job and jumped on him. That could have been it. They could have been co-workers. That could have been it. He could have said something to her. He could have antagonized her, but she got physical. It could have been a number of things that went on. But my thing is, if you seeing this, me, myself, I would probably would call the police. Or I probably would have tried to encourage him to leave. Or something that was less confusing and combative, I guess you could say, because nobody's going to hold these females accountable all the time when they get to the point where they feel like they could jump on a dude. I was in a relationship like that. My baby mom was like that. She was physical. She would do this, and then her brother would get involved because I would fight back. And then her mom, oh, you can't hit no girl. You're not supposed to hit no girl. I said, look, I was left in some situation where I was confused. I was young. My parents were not here. There was nobody here to really talk me through it. And then I made the mistake of confiding in this woman about what it was like to grow up in my home. I grew up in an abusive, my dad was abusive towards my mom. And so when I told her that, she told her family. And they was like, oh, well, you just like your daddy. Your daddy taught. So her brother was like, yeah, your daddy taught you to do that. I'm like, my dad didn't teach me to put my hands on women. What are you talking about? And then I kind of accepted that, hey, you're the bad guy, and never really stood up for myself in that regard. I was too emotional to do it professionally, but I should have said something. I should have just left her, but we had a baby. And then she would quickly flip the script, and it was like precise. She knew what to do according to how I was going to respond. And she would say certain things that would trigger me. And I'm forced to comply because my daughter, she knew how important my daughter was to me. And I fell for all of that. I should have. I mean, it's hard to say if I got any real good advice on that subject. Pretty sure I did. But I know her family was not helping. I can remember a situation where she was getting ready to kick me out. She would do this to see if I was going to beg her, can I stay? And I was like, okay, fine. Cool, that's what you want to do. And then she accused me, oh, you finna go stay at your other girl house. I'm like, no, not finna do that. And then she accused me of sleeping with her brother's girlfriend, which was her friend, and her brother was married. I'm like, nah, that's a little nice. Nah. Nah, and she wasn't really attractive like that. She had hairy legs too. Her hair on her legs was like this, was just spaced out. This is what it looked like. It looked, now I'm exaggerating, but it was bad. If you know what hairy legs look like. And there was no real common sense in the subject matter. Like, I was in a screwed back circle, and it just seemed like there was no common sense. Like you fought me for retaliating against her, but then justify her actions based on her emotions. Nah, her mom and her auntie threw a guy through a glass window or screen door, and then her she's joking about it like it's okay. I'm like, yeah, y'all are weird. So in this whole situation, I think that without knowing exactly what happened, we can't really make a fair assessment. But I would say that definitely it's still something that's popping. These chicks can get off. The police pull up, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be in the dude's favor if he strike the woman. If he strike her, they're probably both going to jail. But if the police witness that, it's a good chance she going to go to jail, especially if his witnesses around. But somebody should have put a stop to that before he even got that far. He shouldn't even have to swing on her. Me, myself, I would have left. I would have got my car. I'd have been through stuff like that. I'm going to get my car and go. I'm gone. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. So I advise bystanders or cousins and brothers that's watching this, if your female friend, cousin, sister is getting ready to jump on some dude, you need to go ahead and encourage him to leave and encourage her to shut her mouth. But they don't do it like that. They're just stupid as hell. And this is what caused cats to die for no reason. I'm going to do a part 2 on this probably later on this week. But yeah, y'all, it's just idiotic, man. Ain't nobody want to stop the chick from acting a fool, but then they want to jump on the dude after she already got her head rocked. Dumb. All right, folks, I hope y'all got something out of this. Peace.